Hello, everyone. Welcome back to this interview series brought to you by Techcanvass. Techcanvass is an IIT endorsed training partner and PMI authorized training provider. Techcanvass equips professionals to pass certifications in the first go and become industry ready. Hi, this is Sudip and I would be your host for today's session. I have more than 15 years of experience in project and program management domain. Today, we have Abiodun with us, who is a CBAP certified professional all the way from Nigeria. Welcome, Abiodun.
Thank you very much. And thank you for having me.
Always a pleasure. So, to start with, can you please tell us about yourself and your background, please?
Okay, so Abiodun is um, a project manager.
Right.
I earned a PMP certification 2007.
Okay.
Okay, so I run a business called Abelinis Limited. We're into experiential marketing.
Okay.
Experiential marketing, and we presently work for a couple of multinationals, MTN Nigeria, we work for Guinness Nigeria, we work for British American Tobacco, and we
Okay.
work for Ayatamoko. Those are major brands in Nigeria, and we work for them majorly. Okay, I'm married, and I have 3 kids
That's
majorly.
that's wonderful. So, if I may ask, when did you do the CBAP certification?
Okay, so that's very funny. You know, I mentioned that I had my project management certification
Right.
in 2007.
Right.
Okay, so after that, I started the business 5 years after, my own business, my own company, and we started running. So it was only last 2 years that I started off with training on business analysis. I just wanted something different that would
Mm.
also enhance my delivery at work. As the
Right.
business owner, I wanted to be on top of the game, and I looked at the skill set that I
Yes.
think will be required to add value to the business. So I
Yes.
felt it's a digital age now. People are playing with data. You need to analyze your data so that you can give marketing advice and decisions. Okay, so I felt going the route of business analysis and business intelligence would help me in that space. So I started on my own studying about business analysis. So while studying, I knew it was important for me to now get certified.
Mhm. Correct.
So it was at that point that I was searching for institution or academy that could help me in that space. It was while searching that I got in touch with Techcanvass. Okay, so, and then I started preparing for the certification.
Okay.
So basically, I had the exam November last year,
Okay.
but
Okay.
before then, I tried it twice and failed. Okay,
Yeah,
so
fine.
yeah, so it was the final one that I passed.
Okay. That's wonderful. That's wonderful to hear and know. So, if I may ask, how did you plan the preparation? Because I understand that you were managing multiple things, you were working. So, how did you manage the preparation time with your existing workload?
Okay, so I'll be honest with you, it wasn't easy, and that's why I failed like 2 times. Yeah,
Right.
because I just felt uh, it was going to be easy. So going through, I didn't create enough time. I was not really dedicated. I just felt because I passed my project management certification at a sitting. So I
Right.
just felt it shouldn't be that tedious.
Correct.
But it turned out that I failed 2 times. So I'll be very honest, the planning on my own part wasn't detailed. Until this last one, I just had to challenge myself that I couldn't just fail this exam again. Okay, so I dedicated time every day to study.
Okay.
I bought a package. I bought a package that had different stimulus, past questions, and all of that. So every day I had a task of running through the past questions. So I
Okay.
set a target for myself, did a schedule to say by so date I should be here. By so date I should be here, and I should be ready to take the exam at the set date.
Okay. Okay. That's a nice way of putting it. Putting up your schedule in a way that you are able to manage both your time in terms of your work as well as your preparation. So that's really wonderful to know. Um,
Yeah.
so when you were preparing for the certification, what was the most challenging part, of the certification? Sorry, of the preparation.
Okay, to be honest with you, the most challenging is my work
Okay.
because uh, juggling things as the business owner, there will be time that the client will need me,
Right.
my presence. And I'd already scheduled that um, I'll be self-studying at this point.
Correct.
But you know, we need the client. When my input is needed, I need to give it so that I don't lose the client.
Right.
Okay, so it was very difficult at that point, switching
Mm-hmm.
in between studying and then attending to briefs, attending to clients. Even though I had competent hands, but there are some instances where the client will say, will request for my physical presence at
Right.
meetings. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
at some point, because to be honest, at that point I was planning for this. We had a major brief that required my attention most of the time.
Right.
So
Mhm.
it was a bit challenging switching from work to study mode.
Okay. Okay. That's completely understandable, because even as a working professional, whenever we are trying to take up a new certification or a study a module or something like that, that always happens. So
Yeah.
yes, it is very relevant and understandable, I'm sure, for our audience. So let me ask you, do you remember of any particular moments, when you remember that you are not feeling confident enough to go ahead with the certification?
Okay, so you know earlier I mentioned that I attempted it twice.
Okay, right.
So that's, to be very honest, made me lose confidence
Okay,
in taking the exam. But I was very determined because I had set a date and I had said before the end of 2021, I must have that certification. That was the spirit that got me going.
okay,
The
okay.
truth is, I was afraid because you know you'll be very close. You feel you have answered the question rightly, and you now get the result and you failed. So it
Right.
was demoralizing. Honestly, it was. But
Yeah.
I had to pick up myself because I was seeing beyond the failure.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, that happens. Yes, absolutely. So, when you started preparing for CBAP certification, how much time did it take to complete your preparation?
Okay, so for this particular series that I now passed,
Right.
I dedicated 6 months.
Okay. Okay.
It was 6 months calendar that I actually built to
Okay.
say within this 6 months I have to pass this exam. So it was more of dedication to the timetable. So when I missed out an hour or two. I then reschedule that same hour to meet up for the time lost
Okay.
while I was not studying. So it was more of, it took away all the pleasure, the time that I would have spent with my kids and wife. Um, so they sacrificed those periods for me
Yeah.
and say, okay, you can study, and at the end of the day, it turned out well. So it was a 6 months plan for me,
Okay.
and it was 6 months dedicated plan.
And you were like, completely confident that yes, I'm going to do it this time,
Yeah,
within 6 months.
yeah. After two failures, I was just confident that there is this energy. The energy was from inside that I need to put all to it. Take away assumptions that, okay, I think I know this. It's not, I think I know. I should know it.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I moved from the space of assumption to the place of exact, to say, if this happens, this is what will happen.
Okay.
And so
That's
I had um, plenty of test questions to play with.
right. Okay.
2 months to the exam date. So I was just doing series of test questions. I was running simulations,
Okay. Okay.
real-time simulations every day. So that's helped me a lot.
Okay. Okay.
And that
That's
boosted the confidence required. So, with Techcanvass, you have different modules where you
right.
can also test yourself. Okay,
Right.
so I was doing that from the easy questions to the tough questions, and the scores that I was getting after rating myself were gradually increasing and getting better. So at the point that I was getting 80%, 85%, that built my confidence or boosted my confidence that, yeah, I can go in for this exam and pass.
That's good to hear, and that was a very nice approach that you mentioned there. So, can you tell us how was your mental preparation on the day of the exam?
So mental preparation when for the
When
exam,
on the exam
all
day,
through the
when
process.
you were just
Yeah.
approaching and you were about to take up the exam, and how was your mental preparation that day?
Okay, so because I was very determined to pass the exams, I'd
Right.
failed it 2 times, like I mentioned. And so this time I understood that um, it wasn't about knowing it 50%. It was about the assurance that I could go into the exam and score 98%.
Okay.
So mentally, to be very sincere, I was very prepared mentally.
Okay.
Towards the end of the preparation, I was really prepared. I put aside all distractions. So
Okay.
all focus was on passing this exam at this time. So mentally and physically, I was really prepared.
That's amazing. So, can you share with us any specific tips or tricks for the aspirants?
Okay, so like I said, what worked for me mostly were the test questions.
Right.
So 2 months to my exam date, I was always running through series of simulations with the
Okay.
test questions
Hmm.
from the weakest to the strongest.
Correct.
So I was practicing. So I'll miss it. I'll go again. I'll take the same test. I'll pass. I'll go again, take the same test. So I was taking all the tests. And
Right.
we had a lot of simulations on the Techcanvass app that I applied for. So I
Mhm.
was always taking 1, 2, 3. I ran through all the modules sequentially. I dedicated time. It was like my entertainment package,
Okay.
running the test. So
Right.
I was excited about it. I was improving by the day. So it was exciting. So I would advise anyone that is preparing to take this exam to run those simulations after studying, because those questions are very tricky. You
Okay.
have almost the same answers, close to answers in there. So you have to be sure of what the answer is exactly. So those simulations helped me a lot.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. That's definitely something that our audience and the aspirants will be
Then
finding useful.
another, this last session, I didn't take the theory ones.
Okay.
So I went for the objective ones first.
Okay.
Then I came back to take the theories.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, did did you have any changes in career? You know, you already mentioned that you were a PMP certified professional working as a project manager. So after you completed CBAP certification, how has your life been? You know, from a career perspective or from a personal, professional, any aspect. How did it help you?
Okay, so I'll be very sincere with you. You know, I run my own business
Right.
uh, at this point, and I decided to take this exam because I wanted to improve the processes within my system
Okay.
and within my industry.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
I'll be very, very sincere with you. The knowledge of being a business analyst
Right.
has helped my personal business a lot.
Correct.
I'm more detailed. Where I'm more detailed with my processes.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned to reduce waste. I've learned to collaborate more. And the good thing also is that I'm a better teacher
Okay.
because I can explain processes. I
Right.
can explain the reason behind different actions, and I can analyze a lot better. You know, before now, you can just take some decision and not know the reason behind those decisions or how to analyze those decisions technically. But with this experience, it's an added value for me. My team is better because they are also learning the process.
Right.
Uh, yeah, so in the experiential marketing space, it has been of value to me. There are not too many of us that are analysts,
Mm.
certified business analysts.
Right.
So I'm proud to be one of the very few in the
Yes,
industry.
absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
so, so it has added value to my business. I'm more confident while talking. I can analyze data more and then make better presentation for business decisions.
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, that there were quite a few points throughout our conversation that I realized that at one point or the other, I as a professional or I as an aspirant has gone through the same kind of situations or emotions when I was preparing for my certifications in the past. So I'm sure our audience will be able to connect to what you said, take all the inputs and insights that you shared and apply them in their preparation so that they can be they can completely successfully complete the certification that they are looking for. So thank you. Thanks a lot for talking to us, for taking the time, and giving us a sweet brief. If I can say so, into your preparation, into your how your life has been before and after the certification. So thank you so much. And
Thank you very much for having me. And it was a pleasure sharing my experience. I look forward to this kind of session again.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I would just like to, end this conversation by wishing you all the very best for your future endeavors. And I'm sure you are going to do much, much better in your life.
Thank you very much. And I wish you all the best as well.